Alright, guys, I was wrong. I'm big enough of a man to admit it. But in this case, I'm just happy to be wrong, honestly. And also, my procrastination actually paid off this time. I'm glad I didn't make a video yet because now we just got news that the Ethereum ETFs were approved. According to this article on Watcher.guru, it looks like the SEC has approved all of the spot Ethereum ETFs. And at first, I'm not going to lie, I kind of was skeptical. I wanted to see an official announcement from the SEC, but we did see an announcement from Bitwise. Bitwise says it's official. And then I saw this post from James Seyfarth. The SEC's website has actually been down because so many people have been trying to verify, but luckily James took a screenshot and posted the proof right here, so it looks like it is actually official. As he goes on to say down here further in his post though, to be clear, just like last time with the Bitcoin ETFs, this does not mean that they're going to be beginning to trade tomorrow. This is just the 19B-4 approval. Also needs to be an approval of the S-1 documents, which is going to take some time. We're expecting it to take a couple of weeks, but it could take longer. Should know more within a week or so, he says. And so right now, at the time of recording, Bitcoin is actually still down for the day, and Ethereum, while it was down a little bit, it's starting to recover, and it looks like it's starting to have a little bit of gains, actually. But why is Bitcoin lagging? Well, like I said, these Ethereum ETFs aren't going to start trading tomorrow exactly, probably, and whenever the Bitcoin ETFs were approved, we actually saw a short-term sell-off. So in the short term, this could actually turn out to be a buy the rumor, sell the news situation in the very short term, but I'm not even sure if that's going to happen because a lot of people weren't expecting that the ETFs were going to be approved, especially not today. It looked like the SEC was contemplating on whether they were actually going to announce that Ethereum was a security again, but it was really looking like they weren't talking to the actual applicants of the ETFs or anything like that, and it looked like they just weren't making any progress. That is until a couple of days ago, and now it looks like they just went ahead and approved it, probably because the SEC has been losing so much and they don't want to be arbitrary and capricious. Also, like I said in my video previously though, I wasn't going to be surprised if Bitcoin did come down to turn this previous level of resistance, or this downward trending resistance line, into support. And it looks like as long as we don't close the day below that, we might actually be turning into support and putting in a possible hammer candle here on the daily, which could mean that we're going to be heading to the upside from here. We could definitely pump on just the hype and people starting to realize that the ETFs were actually approved, even though a lot of people didn't think they would be. And that alone could send us to the upside, but I don't think we're going to be seeing any kind of upward pressure due to the actual inflows on the ETFs, because like I've said a couple of times already, it's not going to start trading yet. Also, it's going to take a little bit of time for financial managers to actually do their due diligence and then start to offer them to their customers. And who knows, even whenever that starts to happen, we might see some kind of outflows like we did in the GBTC situation. I'm not really sure where they're going to come from, but I'm sure somebody could come out of the woods and start selling, and that could hold us down for a couple of weeks. Eventually, though, the inflows are going to dominate, and Ethereum having ETFs and Bitcoin having ETFs are going to make a bunch of money that wasn't previously available to go into the crypto investments, available to be put in immediately. Whenever this happens, I'm sure we're going to be seeing all kinds of boomers pouring their money into crypto because they've never even seen these kinds of gains in their whole lives. But as I continue to say, the more parabolic we go, the more profits I'm going to be taking, because this bull run is eventually going to end, and I don't want to be exit liquidity for a bunch of people who are already retired. It's not just the Ethereum ETFs though, we've got a whole bunch of really great news actually coming out this week. For example, according to this article on CoinDesk, it looks like the US House of Representatives has approved crypto bill FIT 21 with a wave of Democratic support, it says. Maybe the Democrats are actually starting to realize that they're going to be losing a whole bunch of votes if they continue to vote against cryptocurrency. But this article says the US House vote goes 279 to 136 to approve the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, with a very strong showing from House Democrats. I'm pretty sure the 279 was actually Republicans, and there were some Democrats that voted against it. The Republicans are unanimously in favor of cryptocurrency, but it looks like some of the Democrats have started to realize that they don't want to lose their seats. It goes on to say the passage of this bill marks the industry's most significant legislative accomplishment in Congress. It says the legislation, largely driven by House Republicans, would establish a regime to regulate the U.S. crypto markets, setting consumer protections and installing the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, as a leading regulator of digital assets and the watchdog for non-securities spot markets. And it would more clearly define what makes a crypto token a security or a commodity. Largely, though, as it says on this article from the Washington Post, this would make the CFTC the main crypto regulator, taking a lot of power away from the SEC. This is something that we would definitely want to see go through the Senate, but it hasn't quite made it through yet, and the president could still yet threaten to veto it like he did the previous bill. Even if this doesn't make it through, I think we're starting to see a real turning of the tides here in favor of cryptocurrency technology. And I think anybody with a brain can see that the FTX situation and all of the frauds that have happened this far are mostly due to an inefficient regulatory regime. And if that regime doesn't change, then there's going to continue to be fraudulent activity in this space, and consumers or actual customers are going to continue to be hurt. The good news just keeps on coming, though, because according to this article on CNBC, Trump's campaign has started taking cryptocurrency donations, and he's vowing to build a crypto army. He hasn't only started to accept Bitcoin, though. According to this other article, it looks like he's also accepting Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, this article from The Block. This is really great news, and it would be really great to see him be elected again and go all out in a crypto-positive war against Elizabeth Warren's anti-crypto army. And hopefully, if the Dogecoin community actually donates a lot to his campaign, then maybe it's going to bring his attention to the Dogecoin community, and he might actually become a supporter. Finally, according to this article on Bitcoin Magazine, it looks like Bitcoin ETPs have gotten approval to list on the London Stock Exchange. Like I said, whenever the Bitcoin ETFs were approved, we were probably going to be seeing even more of them be approved around the world, because this is raising really great competition and nobody wants to get left behind. The same thing goes for the Ethereum ETFs, and now that we've got them approved here in America, we're probably going to be seeing a whole bunch more being approved all around the world, maybe even in places like Russia or even mainland China. Who knows? All I'm saying is that things are getting really exciting, and nowadays it looks like there's not really any bad news. It's just all good news for cryptocurrency, and that probably means we're going to be blasting off from here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are these ETF approvals going to send us skyrocketing to the moon right now? Or is it still going to take some time for them to actually start having some inflows? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if I brought you value. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.